Crystal Dynamics secretly nerfed the best farms in the game, like without telling us. These farms are still very good though, just worse than they were before. So in this video I want to tell you what happened and also show you the farm in action, because again it's still great, and also talk about some alternatives. A like on the video would really help the channel out. And let's go. Congrats to Joel for winning the first 2000 credit pack giveaway. I started my second one right now, so you don't have to spend money but can still get things from the marketplace. Just click the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win, and be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter, and good luck. So let's start with that amazing farm. I actually wanted to make a video about it because it gives you a ton of resources that are needed to get to the current max power cap of 150. Because as you might know, the cap for gear drops is 130 right now, after which you have to upgrade them with resources like upgrade modules, and this farm tactic gives you quite a lot of that. So first of all, shout out to Rusty Breaker on Reddit for a detailed post about this farm before it was nerfed. It's all about the Day of Remains mission that you unlock after getting to step 3 of the Reigning Supreme quest chain. Then an Inhuman quest chain will show up that you want to follow to then in the end get the Day of the Remains mission on your war table that you can then always repeat. It will take you like 15 minutes to fully do this run, including all the side objectives, and then you will get quite a lot of good gear drops and also some resources. And as you see here, it would also give you a guaranteed legendary at the end if you completed every objective with 5 stars. And that legendary was then a way higher power level, so it would increase your power by a lot. But now after the update, you will get an epic item after getting the 5 stars for every objective, and that item is not even power level 130 if you are already beyond that. The mission would first also always give you a blue pattern that you can then use at the fabricator to hopefully get an outfit or otherwise some units, but that reward was now also removed. On Reddit, some people are talking about it, and we got developer Phil chiming in, actually saying that he will look into this sudden reward change. And that is kinda weird, because this seemed to be intentional. If we namely look at the Day of the Remains mission card from before the update, we see that it would first give you an epic as a guaranteed reward for completing it. That will then turn into a legendary if you got all the objectives at 5 stars. But if we now look at this mission card after the update, we see that it gives a blue gear item instead that will then go to an epic item if you got like a very high score. So they totally touched on this, maybe without Phil knowing, and at least without telling us at all. Like maybe these rewards were a little too crazy and supposed to be like a one-time thing, especially getting a pattern each time you do this mission was kinda crazy, likely not intended, but if you then change it, put it in the patch notes instead of like secretly doing things, because we will figure it out anyways. So hopefully we get an update on this soon, like maybe it was indeed a bug that they are now trying to fix, but I think this was an intentional change because the rewards were just too good. The truth is though that it's still a very good farm for gear, because the drops from the chest and the enemies were not touched, just like the resources you can get, and it's actually still a really good XP farm as well. So I want to give you a quick run through of the mission, and then after that talk about something else that you want to keep an eye on for amazing rewards. So the first part of this Day of the Remains mission has you just run to a location and then you complete an objective, and this already gives you a ton of XP by basically doing nothing. Tony Bing Gaming got a video about that up, I will link to that in the video description. But on console the load times are just too long to make this a fun farm. Because for this tactic you want to start the mission and then run to this like objective, get the XP and then restart the mission and do it again. I think you can just better continue the mission and then complete it to also get some gear and increase the power level. It's also more fun than sitting in loading screens all the time, although again on PC this is actually less of an issue and a really good XP farm. So after you reach that point in the Day of the Remains mission, we don't want to immediately go to the other main objective, but instead go to the right. where you will find an elite enemy that will drop a nice piece of gear that you then want to get. Now we want to continue down this path. Don't forget to break the resources that you find laying around, because they will be handy too. And here you want to get behind the helipad to find a chest with some nice loot. After that, you want to head back to the main objective, where you have to destroy the inhuman cells. So totally complete that, secure the area, but stick around, because there's actually a shield bunker nearby that can be opened around here, that you then want to enter, because it obviously contains a shield cache that has some nice rewards and maybe vault coordinates. But there will be 2 other chests around here too, so totally grab those, look around. It's just a really nice place to visit every time you do this mission. And now we want to go back to the current quest objective that leads you to a group of elite enemies that you want to kill to progress the mission. They will of course have some shields, so take care of that. And then after completing this main objective, 2 new points of interest will show up that both contain gear chests. One of them is opened by one of the puzzles that is random each time, but it's pretty straightforward to complete with like the buttons and stuff like that. But the other one can only be opened with either Black Widow or Iron Man if they are played by a real person. So nice if you play them or someone on your team. If you are just alone with AI, just skip the chest. There's also one NPC that you want to help out. That's the other question mark. He has a chest in the room next to him that you can now grab. And then you want to go to the final objective, where you have to kill the adaptoids. And then you are finished and got a lot of XP, some gear, nice resources. Again, the end of the mission reward is bugged, or they changed that. But again, it's still a really nice farm. Another thing that you totally want to do each week are the priority missions that appear on the war table. They are basically different mission cards on the war table of familiar missions with an amazing one-time reward. So we got one easier priority Warzone mission that gives you 500 units upon completing it to spend on cosmetics, and also a powerful legendary that will have a significantly higher power level than the current gear you have. Like here we got new 106 arms for Iron Man, while the previous item was 97. And this week that easier priority mission is called the Global Presence, the Captain America Iconic mission, that again will have a different mission icon on the war table and have a slightly higher power level score. And you of course do not have to play Captain America to do these iconic missions. There's also a high power level weekly mission, and that is this week the Rocket's Red Glare, so that's also a Captain America iconic mission. And this requires a power level of 125, otherwise you cannot start it. But if you complete it, you get 50 upgrade modules and 10 polycarons. So that's insane if you're trying to get your character to power level 150. So totally worth doing each week, because next Thursday new missions will appear, and then you can also get the reward again. Subscribe for way more on Marvel's Avengers if you haven't already. I will keep you up to date on everything that is going on in the game. Have more tips and tricks coming your way as well. A like on the video would really help the channel out. And don't check out my most recent video on what Crystal Dynamics did share was in the recent update. Someone unlocked a Santa Claus Hulk outfit, and some DLC gear has been dropping as well. For now though, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.